My name's Rachel and welcome to my channel, Ford Family Funds. Here on my channel, I like to share my budgeting recaps, how I'm doing with my personal finances, what I'm doing to save money $1 at a time, and buy my first house. So this is my weekly spread, something that I had made, last week, and helping me to, stay on track as I'm moving forward with this week. So if you like this type of content, click the subscribe button, join me on my journey. I'd love to have you here. And let me know how you're doing in the comments. What do you think of my spread this week? Do you use a happy planner? Are you keeping track with your finances? How are you doing in your budgeting? I'd love to hear it. So this is my weekly spread. You can see I've got a couple things already listed. My priority this next weekend is to declutter, as well as get mortgage approval, paperwork turned in, and helping my husband organize some of his business finances in order to do that. So those are the two big goals. We are moving ahead with purchasing our first house. That has been the big change in our finances and in our life right now. We are renters, and we recently learned that our rental unit we're not gonna be able to rent it anymore. Our landlords are going to be renting it to their parents, and they've, let us know that we need to leave by the end of the summer. So we've been here 7 years. We were hoping to stay for 1 more year as we were saving for our down payment. We've got a good setup where our neighbor is our babysitter. But, things happen for a reason, and we are, moving forward with getting our first house. As I'm, kind of dreaming about what I would love our first house to be, I don't know, maybe put a little things right here as I'm talking out loud. So if I put this as my house dream, make my little list here. So today is actually Monday the 12th. So I'm just gonna put dream house, right? First dream house for our purchase. So I would love to have, 3 bedrooms. I'm going to say 3+ bedrooms. And I would love to have a basement that's finished. And I would like a garden. We also need an in-law space. And we need a garage. And I'm going to say our budget is around $275,000. We have not been pre-approved yet. I think we could go up to around $340,000. And I recognize that at that price point, we probably will be purchasing something that needs some work. And we're okay with buying a fixer-upper, but not something that can't be lived in. Like, we would like to have a fixer-upper that we could move into and then fix things, redo, as time goes on, one project at a time. So that's what we've been dreaming about. And that is what we need, because there is, me and my husband, we would need the master bedroom, my 3-year-old son, my 16-year-old stepson, and now my soon-to-be 23-year-old stepson, who is living with us again. He recently moved back home, and it's just very cramped. We have a storage unit, and we have filled our storage unit with the rest of his things, and we are just busting at the seams. So I think us being forced to move and buy a house. You know, it's not the best market. It's stressful. I'm worried, you know, we don't quite have a down payment together. You know, all those things, those variables that make it really stressful, but we got to do it. It's time. So we're going to make it happen, and God will provide. And I know that. It's just going to be a little bit stressful until it all comes into place. So that is where we're at. So my thought is the 3 bedrooms would be for me, my son, and my stepson. And I should say also kind of office and storage. So we do need some type of office space as well as some storage for my husband, but thinking about the garage, the storage could be in the garage space. Ideally, my mom wants to live with us in an in-law apartment, and that would be great because she could help with my son and kind of, you know, maybe help do mornings before he goes to preschool, that kind of thing. And a basement space would be great because that could be where Tyler hangs out, and that could be his place for him and his friends. And then a garden space as well, so we could start growing some of our own food and have some nice flowers and a nice area for my son, you know, my little son, to play. So that is where we're at in our dreaming about a house, and getting that mortgage approval done so we know what we're working with and what we can do. I talked to a real estate agent earlier today. He seems like it's very doable, you know, based on where we're at in the market, but getting that pre-approval, and not just a pre-approval, but I'm going through Churchill Mortgage, I believe, which is an endorsed company through Dave Ramsey, and you know, it's about getting a qualified mortgage approval. Like, it's just a little bit different, so it's actually much easier to go through the closing process, and quicker to go through that closing process. So that is kind of where we're at this week in getting that done. I also need to go and get a few things. I need to get gas. I want to go to Trader Joe's and look at some products there, as well as do a Costco run now that my my 22-year-old is here living with us again. There's definitely some things that I want to get at Costco to have on hand. We're still figuring out, you know, if he's going to give us some money for groceries. Just depends on how much the grocery bill goes up and how long he plans to stay here and all of those things. So for now, we're just kind of leaving it as is, and I'll let him know if he needs to give me some money. All right, so this video is more of an April overview, what our budget is. So I have here our monthly spread that, you know, I've already been updating. And then behind the month in my planner, I keep a track of what we've purchased for groceries. So I've already made a few purchases. You can't actually see that in the screen. Sorry about that. So I've already gone to Target a few times. Target is getting me every single time. But I recently switched over to Weight Watchers. So I have joined the Weight Watchers WW team, and I have my app, and I'm tracking with my smart points. So that's also been keeping me busy for the past couple weeks as I've been, you know, tracking and figuring out that system. And I can tell you, I've already lost 5 pounds. Woo, woo, woo. I haven't lost that much weight. And I feel really good, and I haven't been like depriving myself. I'm just doing better with portion size and making some small changes, like my coffee creamer. I'm now drinking a protein drink. I'm not doing the premier ones that lots of people do on WW. I found this brand called Evolve, which is at Target. So I tried that you can see on Tuesday the 30th. I'm counting that for April's groceries, but on that day I did purchase protein shakes at $7.99, a chocolate flavor and a vanilla flavor. I like the chocolate one, so I've since gone back and purchased some more. And there was an Ibotta reward, buy one, get one. So I got rebate of $7.99 for my second purchase of those. We needed some dry cat food as well as melatonin. I bought some amazing grass powder for the morning time, trying that out. I did an Aldi haul as well, and this was also an Easter grocery haul. So I spent $86 at Aldi on the 1st. I went to Market Basket, another grocery store nearby, spent another $46. That was also for Easter. And then on Target, or on Monday the 5th, last Monday, I went to Target and spent around $43. I needed a couple bins, one for Easter things, one for some chips, as well as some snacks, like little snacks that are lower point. And I went to Walmart as well and got a couple things for myself. There's one other transaction that I've done, another Target run, where I got some milk, some beer for my husband, yogurt for my son, the Evolve protein drinks, I don't know, and a couple other things. I can't remember now. It was like $50. So I got eggs. Yep, I got eggs. So I was hoping not to do any spending this week, but then with Tyler actually moving home, I definitely want to go and get a few things this week and do like one day of spending. Get gas, Trader Joe's, and Costco. So probably tomorrow actually go and like get it done. All right, so here is my budget for April and my goals. So as far as my big goals, tracking, doing Weight Watchers, still following shelf cooking and a grocery budget, and paying off our credit cards. I paid off our spending. That was a carryover from March to April. Didn't accrue any interest. I also borrowed money from ourselves, from our sinking funds, to pay off my husband's Capital One credit card, one that he had about a $2,000 balance, and that is one that's in my name as well. He used that for some business things, and due to getting a mortgage pre-approval, I opted to get that paid off, so that would be off of our credit. Since then, he's already paid back that money, but then he still needs to contribute for April, and he might not have it, in time. So that's something we're still figuring out. But I put the money back into savings, so it's there in case I need to borrow from us again. So I'm kind of in this limbo stage where I'm borrowing from ourselves, and hopefully, hopefully I'll get the money replaced and then won't have to stress about spending for our vacations this summer. So that's basically the money that I'm spending, that I'm borrowing, is that vacation money. So we still have a Best Buy balance, which is at a 0% interest, and that was for some cell phones that my husband purchased at Christmas time. So we owe about $1,700 on that card. So that is the other one that maybe he can pay off sooner, but we'll see. And then as I'm like thinking out loud, the other option too is paying off my Volkswagen lease. I owe about $3,000 on that, and that could be, a chunk of payment that wouldn't show for getting a mortgage. So I think that depends on like what type of mortgage we get approved for. So if we get approved for one that only requires 3% down, I think we'd be in a better spot, and therefore maybe I will pay this off in order to not have that payment and hopefully get a better interest rate. And then as we, live the rest of this year in the new house, I wouldn't have that payment. I am planning to purchase my Volkswagen and turn that into a car loan, but I wasn't planning to do that until probably November. So I could pay off the balance of the lease payments and not have a payment, but the risk of that is if I was to get into an accident and my car got totaled, Volkswagen would get the money for the value of the car, and I wouldn't get the money back for the lease payments that I had paid. So that's like a downside to leasing. If you pay off the amount early, which helps you not have the payment for that amount of time, but then if you were to get into an accident, you wouldn't get that money back. And I didn't know that before. So my last lease, I paid it off over a year early, and I didn't have any payments. And for this lease, I've been paying the $400 every single month without paying any extra. Where before, you know, I was paying extra every month, and then eventually it just got to the point where I could pay off the rest of my payments. So I don't know, I'm thinking about that. I think I need to talk to my financial advisor and see what he thinks, and talk to the people at Churchill Mortgage and see what they think, and go from there. So paying off my Navient student loan, $1,000, that is done. And then sinking funds, I have 2 goals that I'm working on, $150 towards my husband's life insurance for like August, and then a camping trip that we plan to do in August. With moving and purchasing our first house, we might not even go camping, honestly. That might not even happen at all. That could be something that we cross off. We've already talked about maybe not going to Georgia if we do purchase a house, that might also not be feasible, you know, even though it shouldn't be that much money, like $400 or $500 to do that extra trip. It's more like the time away from my husband from working and bringing in income, where I would be bringing in income because I get paid every 2 weeks regardless as a teacher. But for him, you know, those 2 weeks between Virginia and then going to Georgia could really, you know, hurt if he's not bringing in income. So I don't know, I guess we'll figure that out as we get closer to closing and finding the property and in the timing of all of that. So I owe myself $600 for paying off my Navient, and then my husband owed $2,000 for the Capital One. He has since paid that, so I can check that off. So here is my budget for April. Just my list of fixed and variable expenses. I am trying to clean up this list so it's not so, you know, long as last month. So our rent payment is $1,600. That is already paid, you know, has already been paid and come out. Child support as well, $400. That has already come out. Our banking fee is $4.99. That's done. Life insurance is $36.95. That has not come out yet. Electricity, so my utilities, electricity $107, our gas bill $180. And then I'm going to actually pay our internet bill with our credit card. I'm going to change that over to a credit card transaction because, as I say that, I didn't have this listed, is our cell phones. So our cell phones is something that has been coming out of my husband's credit card, one of his cards for business, but we're going to switch it over to our personal checking account, so that way our phones, in case they were damaged or lost, would be covered under this fee. So that is one thing that we're not getting from this checking fee that we pay every month of $5. It has credit protection, which I have my Social Security number attached to it. It has all of our credit cards that are in my name. I've attached them, so if they were to get lost or identity fraud, they would easily, you know, get canceled and all of that. So that's on there. And then credit monitoring that happens once a month. I get reports that just let me know. I can download free credit reports. And then also the cell phone protection. So I need to do the cell phones into our checking account to have that fee apply, or have that protection apply. And then I also need to add my husband's credit cards, because we did learn that he can add his business cards because he is the underwriter as the business owner. So anyways, so moving down the list. So my utilities, right, are here. And then Volkswagen, $400. My husband's van payment, which I did make, budgeted $500. I paid $438. My federal loan, I already know will be $0, but budgeted $85. Our daycare will be a little bit higher for April, $1060. For Kohl's, I don't have anything budgeted there, and I should not be going to Kohl's. Costco, $150. Miscellaneous is $0. My cash expenses is $100, which I did take out that cash already. And then I have my household on the credit card for $1,100. And so that's gone up a little bit just due to the internet bill being added on. And then I have sinking funds is $0 for April, though May will be a bigger month. And our savings for our sinking funds, I'm budgeting 0, but I'm hoping to put $650 into the account. And then our Yotta is $50, so that's our house savings account. I do $12.50 every week for Transfer Tuesday. And then I'm making note of my IRA account. I haven't opened this yet, but now that I have paid off my Navient, I am going to open an IRA account. So I'm putting that as a placeholder. And then same for my son Joseph. I want to open an education account, and I have that as a placeholder. I haven't done it yet, but I will soon. Though as I say that, again, I probably will wait until the mortgage process is more, in the works, and maybe even wait until we have closed on a house and have moved before I actually open these accounts. So then the other one I want to put down is my Navient payoff, because I didn't track that last month at the very end. And I did pay off my Navient. There was a little bit of interest, so I'm not going to put the number down. It was like $102 or maybe $1,002, something like that. So this is my list that I have for the month. And over here is where I keep track of my credit card spending. So on my credit card, I have budgeted $1,100. And my Facet Wealth, the financial advisor, is $150. That's already come out. For my cats, maybe I'll just update some of these as we're going through and just treat this as not just a April budget, but also how am I doing so far with my budget. So my cats budgeted $105. But I did spend more than that because I had purchased another litter box. We went with the Cateco litter system. And we decided to get a second box because the first one was working so well and the cats were liking it and the smell is much better. So now we have 2 boxes, and trash day is on Thursday. So I will be able to throw away their old boxes and just switch over completely. So that is over budget by, $90. So gas and tolls, I'm not going to put that one in yet because it's not the 15th and I need to get gas. But I have already spent $39.53 for gas. Grocery household, I've added a couple things onto here because of Weight Watchers. And to make my budget even, I moved some things around, and grocery household for a total of $539. So for grocery household, again, I'm going to wait because I still have to go to Trader Joe's to budget for the 1st through the 15th. But as far as where I'm at so far, my Aldi transactions that were right at the end of March didn't get added in to my last month's budget, so I've recorded them here. So roughly $5, $72, so $77. These Amazon purchases were food as well. I got some protein powder that was like the peanut butter kind, and something else. What else was it? So now I don't remember. I don't think it's on here either. Let's see. Amazon. 73. So I don't have them written down. Nope. So it was a protein powder and something else. Anyways, so 77, let's just say 87 and 18, so 107, 105, and 86 for the Easter haul, so 190-ish plus 46, so 135 plus another 45. So I'm just estimating here, 135, so 180. And then I bought some Built bars, which is part of the Weight Watchers. I saw a woman on YouTube, and she really likes these, and they looked really good, and I looked them up and just thought I need to have those in my life. So 180 and 35 is 205, and then Smart Cakes, I've always wanted to get these. I got the like keto package that's going to come once a month now. It's the sesame buns as well as some muffins, and they're Smart Cakes, and they're low point for Weight Watchers, as well as you know, something that is keto friendly, which I like too. So I added that into our grocery budget, you know, for month to month. So that is now, what am I at, like 205, like 265 for groceries so far. And I still need to go to Trader Joe's and Costco. But I'm finding in my habits, in the start of the month, I tend to spend more. And then I get, you know, a little bit tighter in the budget for grocery spending for April, or if not for April, for the end of the month. And then as the changeover happens from month to month, I end up spending a little bit. So I did increase my grocery household budget to $539, knowing that I now have these couple extra expenses right here. I'm already expecting this grocery household budget is probably going to be closer to $700 for this month. With the extra Weight Watchers things that I'm getting, and now with Tyler being home, I'm just expecting it's going to be a little higher. And that's okay. My son, miscellaneous. So I did have a couple transactions for him. I took him to an Easter party at his gym, so that was $29. And then I also bought him a wheelbarrow that I thought he would use outside. Currently, it is in my kitchen filled with toys, and he is just loving it right there. So that's where it is. So I do have a hair appointment this month in a couple weeks. So that will be money spent, but not yet. Miscellaneous. I have nothing so far. Out to eat. I don't have anything so far. Sinking funds, nothing so far. Miscellaneous. So I did have an insurance bill of $950, and then also some Easter transactions from the beginning of the month. My Weight Watchers actually would go under me. And then I also went and got a couple things at Walmart for myself. So that would all go our miscellaneous or miscellaneous. And then I have my eBay, and then I am budgeting for the internet as well for $106. So adding that onto the credit card. So I will come back and I will do my actual transactions after the 15th, but this is the process that I go through. I hope this was helpful for you, so you can see my budget in total, right? So if I come back here, in total, we are looking at 38.94, but then I also have the Navient payoff, which was 6938.94, or, you know, would make that total. But I'm just going to keep this kind of separate. So total, I'm going to keep it at the 5938.94, and then just kind of make note of the 1K. So all right, well, that is my budget and what I've got going on this month. So there is a lot happening, and I will update you all as soon as I can. I will hopefully film my Costco haul and get that posted as I am making more changes for my Weight Watchers. Maybe I'll even do a video showing some of the changes that I'm doing now that I'm on Weight Watchers. If you'd like to see that video, let me know. But yeah, this is what's going on. Thanks for joining me. I hope you like this video. If so, click the like button. Helps me get my word out as I am sharing my journey here on YouTube. And I'll see you next time.